Welcome, listeners, to today's audiobook summary on YouTube. Today, we're stepping into a world where history meets imagination, a tale of courage, survival, and the unbreakable human spirit. I'm talking about The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead, the original edition that took the world by storm, winning the Pulitzer Prize and the National Book Award. Published in 2016, this isn't just a story. It's a journey through a reimagined American South, where the Underground Railroad isn't just a network of safe houses, but a literal train running beneath the earth. So, settle in, maybe grab a blanket, and let's follow Cora, a young enslaved woman, on her desperate run for freedom. I'm your narrator, and here's the story. Colson Whitehead's The Underground Railroad is a 320-page masterpiece that blends historical fiction with a touch of magical realism. It's set in the antebellum South, roughly the early 1800s, but this isn't your typical history lesson. Whitehead takes the real Underground Railroad, a secret system that helped enslaved people escape to freedom, and turns it into an actual subterranean railway, complete with tracks, tunnels, and steam engines. It's a bold twist that makes this book unforgettable. At its heart, though, is Cora, a third-generation enslaved woman whose story of resilience will stay with you long after the last word. Section 1. The Beginning, Cora's World. Our story starts on a Randall plantation in Georgia, a brutal cotton farm where life is a living nightmare. Cora's a young woman, maybe 16 or 17, born into slavery like her mother, Mabel, and her grandmother, Ajari, who was kidnapped from Africa. Ajari's story opens a book. She's a survivor, clinging to a tiny garden plot she defends with her life. That plot passes to Mabel, who one day runs away, leaving Cora behind at age 10. That abandonment shapes Cora. She's an outcast, even among the other enslaved people, tougher than most, but achingly alone. Life on Randall is hell. The plantation split between two brothers, James, who's stern, and Terrence, who's downright sadistic. When James dies, Terrence takes over, and things get worse. Cora's got her grandmother's garden, a scrap of dirt she fights to keep. She's fierce when a man named Blake tries to take it. She smashes his doghouse with a hatchet. But courage doesn't shield her from the lash or the cruelty. Then comes Caesar, a new arrival from Virginia. He's different, educated, hopeful, and he's heard whispers of the Underground Railroad. He asks Cora to run with him. At first, she says no. Her mother's escape left her skeptical. But after Terrence's brutality escalates, she agrees. Freedom's worth the risk. Section 2. The Escape and the Railroad. The night they flee, it's chaos. They're barely out when Lovey, Cora's friend, pops up. She's guessed her plan and wants in. But freedom's not that easy. A group of white pig hunters catches them, and in the struggle, Cora kills a teenage boy with a rock. It's her first taste of blood, and it marks her. Lovey's captured, dragged screaming into the woods. But Cora and Caesar make it to a farmer named Fletcher, a white man secretly tied to the railroad. He leads them underground to a real train platform hidden beneath a barn. Picture it, a rickety boxcar, a steam engine chugging through dark tunnels. It's wild, surreal, and thrilling. Their first stop is South Carolina. Here, the railroad's agent, Sam, gives them new identities. Life seems better, housing, jobs, even literacy lessons. Cora works as a maid, then as a type in a museum, posing in fake exhibit about slavery. Ironic and unsettling. But something's off. The hospital offering free checkups? It's a front for forced sterilizations and experiments on black people. Part of a sinister racial uplift scheme. Then Ridgway shows up, a slave catcher with a personal vendetta. He's been hunting Cora's mother for years and now wants Cora. Sam warns him, but Caesar's caught. A mob tears him apart. Cora barely escapes, locking herself in the railroad station under Sam's burning house as Ridgway closes in. Section 3. The journey continues. Alone, Cora rides the next train to North Carolina. This state's a nightmare. Slavery's outlawed, but replaced with genocide. Black people are hanged, their bodies strung along a freedom trail of trees. Cora's hidden in an attic by Martin and Ethel, a reluctant white couple. Martin's a railroad agent, but Ethel's cold. Months pass, cramped, silent, watching executions through a peephole. Ridgway finds her again, snatching her as Martin's stoned by a mob. On the road, Ridgway's crew include the chilling kid, Homer, who catalogs his kills. But Cora's not done fighting. She's rescued by Royal, a free black man and railroad conductor, who kills Ridgway's men and takes her to Indiana. Valentine Farm in Indiana feels like paradise. It's a thriving black community. Free people, escapees, all working together. Cora finds peace, even love, with Royal. Their school feasts, dances, hope. But white neighbors hate it. They see the farm as a threat. Royal shows Cora an abandoned railroad station, hinting at a future. Then, disaster, Ridgway, still alive, raids the farm with a posse. Royal shot dead. Cora is captured again, but not before she fights back, dragging Ridgway down a tunnel ladder. He falls, neck broken. She's free but alone. Section 4, The End and Beyond. The final train takes Cora to an unknown stop. She emerges, exhausted, into a world she doesn't recognize. A black traveler, Ollie, offers her a ride west with his caravan. She climbs in, heading toward something new. Freedom, maybe, or just a chance to breathe. The book weaves in side stories, like Mabel's, who we learn died in a swamp, never free, or Ridgway's, a man warped by his father's forge and his own failures. These threads make Cora's journey bigger. It's not just hers, it's America's. Section 5, Themes and Impact. This isn't just an escape tale. It's a meditation on slavery's scars, resilience, and the lies of freedom. Whitehead twists history. South Carolina's eugenics, North Carolina's lynchings. They're not exact, but they echo real horrors. Cora's fight is raw, her hope fragile but fierce. The literal railroad? It's a genius stroke, making the impossible feel real. Readers call it haunting, brutal, beautiful. It sold millions, inspired a TV series, and won every award imaginable. Some find it slow or disjointed, but most say it's a gut punch you can't unfeel. Outro. So, that's the Underground Railroad. Cora's odyssey from chains to an uncertain dawn. If this moved you, grab the book on Amazon or your library. Whitehead's words deserve a full listen. Thanks for joining me, listeners. Like, share, subscribe, and let's keep exploring stories that matter. Until next time, keep seeking your own freedom.